All right, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you all here, and I'm so excited to start this journey and share the journey with you and empower you to go after whatever it is that you are seeking in your life. So, I got a notebook here. I got like a ginger beer from a local brewery because if you don't know, you'll soon find out that I like to shop local. Like I rent my clothes from a local store. I go to the farmer's market from a local farmer's market. This is a locally brewed ginger beer. I also, off topic but on topic, I also don't drink. So if you ever see me drinking anything, it's like a non-alcoholic beverage. I haven't had a sip of alcohol in 2 years, which is insane to think about because the old Vanessa was a completely different person than the Vanessa you guys see here today. So let's not get too deep into what I got going on or who I used to be. I just want to be here for a very specific reason, just to welcome you to the page and introduce myself. So my name is Vanessa. And again, welcome to the channel. The purpose of this channel is to, and like I said, don't judge me. I do have the notebook. The purpose of the channel is to inspire and empower you to go after whatever it is that you desire. I have always had a lot of ambitious goals and dreams that multiple people would tell me, don't do that. That's not possible. You can't do that. Why do you want to do that? It's not possible. And I really just want to empower you to do whatever it is that you want, so long as it is in alignment with your life and the purpose and calling that you feel like is on your life. I am a lawyer, and the purpose of my firm or the motto of my firm is to help people. I guess I'll just call it my definiteness of purpose of statement. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. My definiteness of purpose, which is a statement that me and my mastermind ladies, we create every single year and we regurgitate it as often as possible. And my definiteness of purpose, so what I feel like I was called to in this world, is to help people create innovative businesses that they are passionate about, all while simultaneously creating an excellent quality of life for myself. So that's usually what I'm doing on the firm side. This channel is not primarily about what I do for work. It's about me personally. So let me go back to the spiel. But anyways, so my purpose of this channel is to inspire and empower you to go after whatever it is you desire for your life, and whatever you feel like is your life's purpose or your life's calling. As I said, I've always been very ambitious and very passionate about almost anything that I choose to do in my life. And what I have found is that anything that I truly set my mind to and I truly desire, I have accomplished it every single time. And that's not to brag about it, but it's to really just show you that if you want it, and if you feel like it's within your calling and it's within your life's purpose, it will happen. You just need to do the work every single day and as often as possible to move move your life toward that goal that you have for yourself. So I got a lot going on these days. I did an interesting journaling session. Shout out to you, Joanna. I did an interesting journaling session. I am in a phase of my life where things have just been happening really, really fast. And I just want to continue for them to happen, again, in alignment. Like I want to make sure that the things that I'm doing are in alignment with my purpose and in alignment with what I have been called on this earth to do. It might sound a little crazy. Do whatever you want to do. If you don't vibe with it, then keep it moving. There's plenty of creators that create lots of content that you might resonate better with. So if you find someone that resonates better with you, feel free to do that. But yeah, so I got a lot going on. I have set some really big goals for myself, and I kind of just want to, again, show you guys in real time, or as real as time is going to get for y'all. Show y'all in real time how it is that I've accomplished what I've accomplished so far. And I really want to take you guys along with me on this journey. As I was saying, I have some really ambitious goals for myself that I will accomplish by the age of 40. And I was having some difficulties visualizing myself in that age and in that stage. And one of my friends was like, just, do a meditation and do some visualization to see what that life would look like. And it was just so hard for me to do that. So I told her, like, I'm gonna chill on the, doing that, 9 years or 10 years in the future. And let's just try to do like 2 years in the future or 5 years in the future. And this morning, I actually went and I did a journaling session of my 34th birthday. And it was so good. It was so enlightening and it was so good. And it really just kind of allowed me to simplify those major goals that I set for myself and just chunk it at 2 years at a time. Because listen, I don't know about you, I cannot see myself that far in the future. 2 years was a really good amount for me. So basically, I've said all that to say that I have a lot going on and I'm working on a lot lately. So I'm just here to bring you guys along for the journey and to show you how I navigate the challenges of life, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, and how I continue to move forward, and ultimately what makes me me and what makes me successful, and how I've gotten to this point and how I'm going to get to the vision I have for myself at the age of 34, which I'm so excited to share with you guys, because big things are going to happen in the next 2 years. Okay. So what I'm currently working on, like I said, I got a lot going on. I own a law firm, and my firm pretty much takes up most of my life. Let me just have a sip. So I own a law firm, and my law firm takes up so much of my life for now. And so what I'm currently working on is growing the firm. This has been today is September 17th of 2024. And this year has been a year of scaling. I've had my business since 2018, and I dibbled and dabbled in it I have so many interviews out there in the legal world. If you're interested in hearing my whole story, I had a podcast. You can check out the podcast where I talk about it, but I dibbled and dabbled. I think I'm on several podcasts, honestly. You can probably just search my name online or the firm's name online, and you can find a lot of information about how I started my firm and the journey to how I got here, because it was a crazy one. It was definitely a crazy one. But anyway, so 2024 has been about scaling the firm. We are in September, and it has been a really good year, and I'm just really to continue to scale and to take things to the next level. I also want to build out like a digital platform or a software version of the firm and some of the subscriptions that I offer through the firm. So that is going to be a priority for over the next 2 years. That's part of where I want to be, on my 34th birthday, because when I was doing the journaling prompt, that was the moment that I was in. It was my 34th birthday. I also am working on a course, which I'm super excited about. It's going to be this is going to sound so nerdy, but it's going to be for software developers, and it's going to talk about all things intellectual property, privacy law, contracts, and, how to protect, your ownership of whatever it is you are creating in the digital space. How to protect that through, IP law, privacy law, data protection law, and contracts, of course. So that is, I guess, first or second, maybe third thing I'm going to work on. So the first one is growing the firm. And then I guess these kind of go with, I do business law, and I haven't figured out the structure. Eventually, I'm going to need to kind of separate these business models out. But ultimately, within the firm or within the legal realm, I want to have, of course, the typical legal services. I want to have a few courses. I have my FITI course, FITI course up now, and then I'm building out this second course for the software developers. And then I also want to build out the software side of the firm, basically, so that people can kind of enroll in my subscription and do the subscription without me being directly involved with the services. So that's kind of the three things that are within the scaling of the firm. The second one I'm working on is, I told you guys, my firm controls my life. The second thing I'm also working on is my IP certification, which I'm really excited about. In my state, in order to be certified in intellectual property, you have to be practicing for 5 years. Last year was my 5th year anniversary, and I just wasn't really prepared to do all the work that I needed to submit the application, gather all the documents, submit the application, and then sit for the exam. So the application needs to be in by the end of October. So I'm in a better place this year. So I'm really working on getting all that done. Plus I have a bunch of CLE, so continuing learning education. I think that's what CLE stands for, but I have a bunch of those that I need to take as well. So I've been cramming those in my evenings after work. And then another one of the goals that I'm working on, some personal goals, is that I am really in the process of getting married and starting a family. if, again, the old Vanessa, Vanessa from like 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago, those words would have never came out of her mouth. And I'm just in the phase I have the desire in my heart to get married and to start a family. And it's funny how when you're younger, people tell you like, oh, wait till you get older, you'll get the bug. You say you don't want kids now, you don't want a family now, just wait. And I was like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, because I have said since I was 16 that I don't want to get married and I don't want to get kids. And sure enough, about like 29, I would say like 30, about 30 is when I realized like, I think I do want to get married. And then probably about 6 months to a year later, I was like, I think I do want to start a family. So it doesn't happen to everyone, but it happened to me. Mom, you were right. Auntie, you were right. Whoever told me, all the older women in my life, you were right. I will agree. You were right. I was wrong. So that's kind of something that I'm desire and I'm working on as well. So I'm excited to see you guys watch that journey as well. And then my last goal is that I am working on a really large financial goal. This goal, your goals are not ridiculous, but this financial goal I'm working on, and I don't want to share it right now. It'll eventually come out, especially as I get closer and closer to achieving the goal. But this goal is ridiculous. Like when I said it, I almost didn't even want to set it because I knew that I would achieve it. And I was just like, do I really have in me what it takes to become the person that has achieved this goal? And it took me about a year. It took me about a year to really sit down and decide that this is what I wanted to do. So the first big goal I really wanted to achieve for my life was to graduate law school. So my whole life, I told myself by the time I'm 25, I'll be a lawyer. By the time I'm 25, I'll be a lawyer. And then I turned 25 and I was a lawyer, and I was like, okay, well, now what? Like, now what do I do with my life? The first 25 years of my life were focused on becoming a lawyer. So, graduating high school, going to undergrad, I was a criminology major with a legal studies minor. And then I went to law school, and in law school, I went straight after undergrad, got my law degree with my concentration in intellectual property law. And then I graduated, and then I was like, okay, now what do I do with my life? And then after that, my next goal was that I wanted to own a home. Because if you know, and if you're in the United States, you know that purchasing a home when you have a lot of debt, which I had a lot of debt because, I had my debt from undergrad and then I had my debt from law school, it's difficult because of your DTI, so your debt to income ratio. So you need to make enough money to basically pay all of your debts, and student loans were part of those debts. So I thought that for me to qualify for a home, like it would just take years because I would really have to have, my income would just need to be substantially higher than the amount of student loans that I had and all my other debt, which was primarily student loans. And then I got the house, the same house that I'm sitting at. I got the house and I was like, what? Like when I got the house, and I was like, nah, girl, you need to chill. Don't set any goals for a little bit. And I knew that this financial goal was something that I wanted to do, but I was like, no, I think I didn't want to do it because I just didn't want to put the work in. I wanted to just chill. As I said before, I'm super ambitious and I didn't want to put the work in. I just wanted to chill and just be a basic B. I just wanted to be complacent. I wanted to be calm. I wanted to not be so ambitious. I just wanted to kind of just live life and not always have to work on something. And it was about a year. The first couple months after I got the house, it takes a while to kind of settle in the house, furnish the house, do all this stuff with the house. And this desire just kept coming up, and I was like, no, that financial goal is ridiculous. I'll never be able to do that. It's going to take forever. And then one day I was just I realized that why not? If this is what you really want, Vanessa, just go after it. So then I decided to set the goal, and it's kind of nice to have, I don't know, it's nice to have a sense of drive, something that you're really focused on life. And maybe it's in my bloodline, maybe, it's in my, I don't know, but I'm just really ambitious, and I'm just really excited to have a focus for life. The financial goal primarily starts with paying off all of my debt. So I paid pretty much all of my credit cards off. And then I have a few personal loans that I'm working on paying off. So I'm paying those loans off. And then from there, it's just an amount of kind of saving and stacking up and investing my money in some types of buckets. So I'm really excited to start this journey and have you guys come along with me. So what are we going to talk about on this channel? Listen, we will find out. We will find out. My life is interesting. I do a lot of networking for work. I am going on a trip with so I volunteer at a robotics competition. Y'all gonna be like, Vanessa, what is going on with your life? But I volunteered at a robotics competition. I did it last year for the first time. Every year is in like the last week of September, first week of October. Last year it was in Singapore, and I wanted to actually vlog the Singapore trip. But for some reason, I think it was just probably fear. Like for some reason, it just nothing came together. And I did a few recordings and like on my cell phone, which is like outdated and super old, and it just wasn't a vibe. And then that desire of like starting vlogging, I guess, left. And then this year, so last year it was in Singapore, I'm volunteering again this year. And last year when I'm rambling at this point, but last year when it was in Singapore, I realized that everyone after the trip, they usually go somewhere after the volunteer session, which is about a week long, 8 to 5, like Tuesday or Wednesday through Sunday. So it's like a full-time job when I'm out there. But last year when everyone was in Singapore, I realized that they went to places either before they got to Singapore or they went to places after they went to Singapore. So I was like, oh, I did it way wrong. So this year it's in Athens, Greece. So I'm going to Greece. And then after I go to Greece, I'm going to Turkey with my mom. She's going to meet me in Turkey after I leave Greece, Athens specifically. And so that'll be the next few videos, or maybe I'll decide if it's going to be in one video or multiple videos. But yes, that is going to be the next couple of videos that you guys will see. And then from there, I'm going to try to keep it entertaining as possible. But from there, it's just really going to be about focusing on the goals that I set for myself. So for one, growing and scaling the firm, building out the software side, building out my course for the software developers, studying for my intellectual property certification with the bar. You guys are going to go with me on the journey of getting married and starting a family, which it's just scary to say this because I know it's going to happen, and it's just kind of nerve-wracking I don't know, I'm just in a phase of really just enjoying my solitude and just really appreciating my space and my time and the quietness of the house. I don't know if you guys can hear, but it's quiet. It's very quiet in my house. It's usually pretty quiet. I've lived by myself for quite some time. So yeah, getting married and starting a family, and then again, working on this major financial goal. So like I said, I will share the goal with you guys eventually. But when I first said it, I was telling everybody, but the feedback that I was getting was just, you guys know, if you've set a major goal, you guys know the feedback that you will get. Why do you want that? That's too much. She thinks she's too good for people. You don't need that. You don't want that. That's too much. You're never going to be able to do that. Why would you do that when you can just do this? That's impossible. So that's why I'm not sharing it. Eventually it'll come out, because if you know me personally, you know I can't keep my mouth shut, or I feel like I can't keep my mouth shut. But yeah, so that's what we're going to expect. It's just following me along on this journey. And yeah, if you need any legal services, this is not the place. My hourly rate is $300 as of this date. I do not do free consultations. So don't come to me asking for legal advice. It'll probably slip out every now and then because my work consumes me, but this is not the place for that. So again, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you guys here. I'm so excited to have you guys follow me on the journey. And yes, check out the next videos and let's get into it. Bye guys.